In this episode, we delve into the intricate web of betrayal, revenge, and the devastating consequences that unfold when love turns sour. We explore the chilling story of a woman who, driven by heartbreak and vengeance, take matters into her own hands with chilling outcomes. Join us as we unravel the complexities of human emotions, the depths of despair, and the harrowing paths forged by those who refuse to be scorned. Brace yourselves for a journey into the darkest corners of the human psyche, where love and betrayal collide in a lethal dance of passion and retribution. In the late afternoon of July 24th, 2002, Clara Harris, a charming and accomplished 44-year-old dentist residing in the Houston suburbs, dressed herself in a silky blue blouse and cream-colored slacks, adorning her hair with a delicate bow. Accompanied by Lindsay, her husband's 16-year-old daughter from a previous marriage, Clara embarked on a drive in her cherished silver S-Class 430 Mercedes-Benz. Clara's affection for her Mercedes-Benz was palpable. She had once expressed to her husband, David Harris, a highly successful orthodontist renowned for his expertise and bustling practice, that her sole indulgence in life was owning a Mercedes. To Clara, the car symbolized her hard-earned achievements. Born in Bogota, Colombia, and raised by her widowed mother, Clara pursued dentistry, completing her studies in Colombia before furthering her training in the United States in the late 80s. With her striking red hair, flawless smile, and a charming mole adorning her left cheek, she possessed the allure of a beauty queen, a title she once claimed as Miss Columbia Houston, following her residency at the University of Texas, Houston Dental Branch. Clara's bond with David was equally profound. They crossed paths in 1991 while both working at the Castle Dental Center in Houston. David, not only academically gifted in dentistry, graduating second in his class from the Houston Dental Branch, but also exuded a winsome, down-to-earth demeanor, often punctuating his speech with the endearing term, golly. Their courtship was swift, culminating in marriage on Valentine's Day in 1992. The reception, hosted at the Nassau Bay Hilton Hotel, marked the beginning of a life intertwined with shared aspirations and dreams. David eventually established his own practice, Space Center Orthodontics, not far from their home. Clara's devotion to David was unwavering. She adorned her dental office with photographs of them, exchanged declarations of love over the phone multiple times a day, and lovingly cared for their household, a spacious white brick abode nestled in the inviting suburb of Friendswood. In 1998, their family expanded with the arrival of healthy twin sons, further enriching their domestic bliss. Clara's dedication to her family was evident to all who knew her unwavering affection for David serving as a beacon of devotion for those around her. Upon discovering the affair, Clara was devastated, but she refused to surrender without a fight. Desperate to salvage her marriage, she embarked on a tumultuous journey to win back David's affections. Determined to compete with Gail's perceived allure, Clara made drastic decisions in a desperate bid to reclaim her husband's love. Despite her reservations, Clara contemplated undergoing plastic surgery, hoping to emulate Gail's physical attributes and reignite David's passion. She made a down payment for breast augmentation, convinced that altering her appearance would bridge the chasm between herself and Gail and restore the intimacy they had lost. As tensions escalated between Clara and David, there was a moment seared into Clara's memory, a conversation that revealed the depth of her husband's betrayal. In a vulnerable moment, Clara dared to ask David what Gail possessed that she did not. His callous response pierced her heart, each word a dagger of betrayal. "Gail is slim, and you're fat. She has small, nice feet, and yours are big. Gail is exciting. You are not." These words echoed in Clara's mind, haunting her with a cruel reminder of her inadequacy in her husband's eyes. The stark contrast between herself and Gail fueled Clara's insecurities, intensifying her feelings of betrayal and resentment. On that fateful July evening, David Harris made a decision that would alter the course of many lives. Instead of being by his wife's side, he arranged to meet with Gail Bridges, a receptionist employed at his office, a petite and fashionable 39-year-old mother of three. Just shy of 2 years earlier, Gail had finalized her divorce from Stephen Bridges, a well-regarded State Farm agent whose clientele spanned the suburbs south of Houston. The Bridges appeared to embody an idyllic life, residing in the prestigious gated community of South Shore Harbor in League City, an enclave neighboring Friendswood across Interstate 45. Following her daily routine of shuttling her children to school, Gail, a former high school cheerleader, frequented La Madeleine, where she savored coffee and engaged in lively conversations with fellow mothers. Possessing flawless alabaster skin, almond-colored eyes, and a charming pixie-ish hairstyle reminiscent of Dorothy Hamill, Gail exuded an effortless allure. Despite undergoing breast augmentation post-divorce, her implants were tastefully modest compared to those of her peers. However, her life underwent a transformation after relocating to a smaller home in an ungated neighborhood post-divorce, prompting her to seek employment. In August 2001, Gail found herself employed at Space Center Orthodontics, initially earning a modest monthly income of approximately $1,800. Despite the financial disparity from her previous lifestyle, she found solace in her work, fostering a rapport with the orthodontist, Dr. Harris. Their interactions at the office gradually evolved, with Dr. Harris frequently lingering at the front desk to engage in conversation. By late February 2002, their relationship took a clandestine turn, culminating in intimate rendezvous. Their trysts often unfolded at the Nassau Bay Hilton, the very venue that hosted Dr. Harris's wedding reception, a poignant irony underscoring the gravity of their affair. That's where David had asked Gail to meet him on July 24th. He used cash to purchase a room under an assumed name, and together they walked into an elevator and headed upstairs. When they came back down, about an hour and a half later, Clara and Lindsay were standing in the lobby. It is not known if David got a chance to say something to his daughter or to Clara. What witnesses remember is Clara lunging at Gail and screaming, "You bitch! He's my husband!" Then she slapped at Gail, grabbed her shirt, and tore it off. She also shouted, "This is Dr. David Harris, and he's F-ing this woman right here!" At the same time, Lindsay began hitting her father with her purse, screaming, "I hate you! I hate you! I hate you!" Hotel employees tried to intervene, but Clara, her rage building, kept grabbing at Gail. At one point, she and Gail were pulling on opposite ends of Gail's shirt as if they were in a tug-of-war contest. Finally, according to one witness, David put his hand on his wife's head, pushed her to the floor, and along with a hotel employee, quickly escorted Gail out the lobby doors to her car, a Lincoln Navigator in one of the hotel's parking lots. The confrontation seemed to have ended. Hotel employees walked Clara and Lindsay back to the Mercedes in another parking lot and asked them to leave. Clara started the car. Suddenly, she gunned the engine and raced toward the parking area where her husband was standing with Gail. The Mercedes glanced off the Navigator and then hit David before he could get out of the way, propelling him 25 feet across the lot. Witnesses heard Lindsay screaming. They saw her open the door and stick her feet on the ground, attempting either to escape or stop the car. But Clara again aimed her car at her husband's crumpled body and pressed the accelerator. The Mercedes bounced twice as the front tires, and then the back tires rolled over him. She whipped the car around, hit the accelerator again, and drove over her husband a second time. Then she did another 180 and ran over him a third time before coming to a stop. According to witnesses, Lindsay then got out of the car, rushed around to the driver's side, and punched Clara in the face. Then she collapsed on the ground and sobbed. When Clara got out of the car, She didn't seem to know what to do, the witnesses said. She finally walked over to her husband. She stared at him, and then she too began to sob. Before the police arrived to arrest her for murder, the witnesses added she cradled him in her arms and begged him to breathe. "I'm so sorry," she was heard saying over and over. "David, I'm so sorry. I love you." The murder made headlines all over the world. One of the English tabloids nicknamed Clara the Driller. In conclusion, Clara Harris's story stands as a haunting reminder of the destructive power of betrayal, jealousy, and unchecked emotions. From the idyllic facade of suburban bliss to the chilling descent into violence and tragedy, her case captivated the world, shedding light on the dark undercurrents of human relationships. Driven by a toxic mix of heartbreak and revenge, Clara's actions led to irreversible consequences, culminating in a conviction for murder and a sentence of 20 years. Found to have acted in sudden passion on February 14, 2003, she began serving her sentence, ultimately spending 15 years behind bars. Yet, even in the aftermath of her release, the lingering questions about what drove her to commit such a heinous act remain unanswered. After her 2018 release from state prison, Clara Harris was granted 5 years of parole. Her case serves as a cautionary tale, urging us to confront the demons within and seek healthier avenues for coping with betrayal and heartache. Ultimately, Clara Harris's tale is a sobering reminder of the profound impact of our choices and the importance of finding redemption and healing in the face of tragedy.